Senators vote and pass RFK Jr. in the first round, 14-13. We'll show you that actual vote. This is good news for RFK Jr., who now goes to the full Senate for the final vote. Looks like he's going to get it. Tulsi Gabbard, there's good news on her. And of course, all bad news for the Democrats, which is why I'm smiling today. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. I don't thank you guys enough for watching. I'm very thankful for you. We've also had some financial things going down this month, and you guys did great. You guys gave us a PayPal donation. You guys are buying books down there in the links below. We appreciate all that help. It really helps my family out. I don't tell you guys thank you enough. Let's get...
Mr. Grassley. Aye. Mr. Grassley, aye. Mr. Cornyn. Aye. Mr. Cornyn, aye. Mr. Thune. Aye. Mr. Thune, aye. Mr. Scott. Aye. Mr. Scott, aye. Mr. Cassidy. Aye. Mr. Cassidy, aye. Mr.
Now, Mr. Cassidy there, he was the last holdout, that guy with the silver hair in the middle.
Mr. Langford. Aye. Mr. Langford, aye. Mr. Daines. Aye. Mr. Daines, aye. Mr. Young. Aye. Mr. Young, aye. Mr. Barrasso. Mr. Barrasso, aye. Mr. Johnson. Aye. Mr. Johnson, aye. Mr. Tillis. Aye. Mr. Tillis, aye. Mrs. Blackburn. Mrs. Blackburn, aye. Mr. Marshall. Aye. Mr. Marshall, aye. Mr. White.
Those are all the Republicans that want America to stop being poisoned by our food. Now here's the Democrats who want kids to remain obese, to have that poisonous red dye given to them.
Wyden.
No.
Mr. Wyden, no. Ms. Cantwell.
No.
Ms. Cantwell, no. Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett, no. Mr. Warner. Mr. Warner, no. Mr. Whitehouse. Mr. Whitehouse, no. Ms. Hassan. Ms. Hassan, no. Ms. Cortez Masto. Ms. Cortez Masto, no. Ms. Warren.
No.
Ms. Warren, no. Mr. Sanders.
No.
Mr. Sanders, no. Ms. Smith.
No.
Ms. Smith, no. Mr. Lujan.
No.
Mr. Lujan, no. Mr. Warnock.
No.
Mr. Warnock, no. Mr. Welch.
No.
Mr. Welch, no. Mr. Chairman.
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. Mr. Chairman, the final tally is 14 ayes, 13 nays.
Okay, and he just turned off his microphone. They can't hear him. They're going to bring it back up now.
The vote was, would the clerk please restate the vote?
Mr. Chairman, the final tally was 14 ayes, 13 nays.
The vote was 14-13. The nomination is reported favorably.
RFK Jr. is made it through the first round. Now he'll get a final vote, but this one was the hard one, guys. And then here's the Democrats throwing a tantrum over whale heads and bears. Hold on, this is too good.
The person who leads a major organization has to have the confidence of the people that work for him. And frankly, some of the things that he did that never explained, a chainsaw taken off the head of a whale.
This is his Health and Human Services. Problem with RFK Jr. is that he cut a whale's head off with a dead whale's head off with a chainsaw to I think to keep its jawbone or something.
Dumping a bear in Central Park for his own
And look, if you put a bear in Central Park, a lot of good things could happen.
amusement. These are just weird things. And we never really got into the character issue of what is required for a person who runs such a major department.
I'll tell you, the character issue is right here. Look at this. This is Pfizer and Moderna stocks crashing after RFK Jr.'s nomination for HHS was advanced by the Senate Finance Committee. Look at that red line going, boo, Pfizer, Moderna, boo. That's the moral issue at hand, gang. Okay, and check this out. Leading report breaking. Trump administration notifies 1,000 Environmental Protection Agency employees they could be laid off immediately. They're going to be canned. Here's Kyle Becker down here. EPA is next. Every day is like Christmas, I swear. We've got a quote. So Lee Zeldin is our new head of the EPA. He's out there doing cleanup in Palestine, Ohio over that train crash from years ago that Biden completely abandoned. Watch this, your new head of the EPA, Chief Lee Zeldin.
Finish the cleanup. This has to get done urgently. There's a goal currently to have this done by this spring. I would love to see that deadline met. The people of East Palestine deserve it, and we don't want to have to see shifting deadlines and dates long into the future. What we do need to see long into the future, as I had just referenced, is that health and environmental monitoring. for people to feel confident that they're not going to be abandoned years to come. Vice President Vance has taken this effort quite personally. It was the first real high-profile incident that took place after he was sworn in as the junior senator from Ohio. He led, he was on the ground, and when I was sworn in, I heard from the vice president immediately saying, your first trip, you're coming with me to East Palestine. This is something that is very important to him, and in turn, it's going to be very important to the EPA. Most important, to the heart of that last question you asked, is just getting this cleanup done urgently.
So he's going back and cleaning up Biden's mess that they would not clean up with their EPA. Imagine that. All those people suffering in Ohio with poison going into the air, poison going into their water. This is my point about Democrats all the time. They do not care about the environment. It's all posturing. They cannot govern. If you really want clean air and clean water, put a Republican in charge of the EPA. And then I have a clip here from RNC chair Michael Whatley. You know, he's the one who really helped put Trump over the top, he and Laura Trump. And now he's talking about how the Democrats are just lost at sea. They have no direction. Remember, they just announced their new leadership, putting David Hogg, this kid, in second in command after having this giant DEI discussion. We want race, we want race, we want DEI, we want minorities in leadership, we want gays in leadership. And the Democrats elect 2 straight white males in their leadership.
I never heard in that meeting was, how do we lower prices? How do we keep our communities safe? How do we protect the southern border? How do we make America better for every family? There was no discussion of any of that. Right now, the Republicans are focused on every family across this country. We're focused on every community across this country. And that's why we really like going into the 26 election cycle with a strong Republican set of candidates.
Our Republican candidates are on topic with the American people. Guys, 2026, we have to go in strong to maintain leadership. We cannot lose the Senate. The margins are narrow in the House and the Senate. We want to expand them further to give Trump a little wiggle room so we don't have to beg Murkowski for votes all the time. Here's Elizabeth Warren coming out of the RFK Jr. seminar where this right-wing reporter accuses her of taking money from Big Pharma.
Big Pharma since 2020, the reason why you don't want RFK Jr. suing Big Pharma? Is that why?
No, check the website. I don't take contributions from Big Pharma executives.
She says from Big Pharma executives. I'm going to rewind this a second. This is the same excuse that Bernie Sanders said. They take millions of dollars from Big Pharma, but they hide behind, we just don't take it from the executives, but they take it from people who work in Big Pharma. They are Big Pharma inside of that whole organization, inside of that whole worldview, who know they will make a lot of money if they vote against RFK Jr. And you already saw how the stocks are crashing.
Pharma executives, I don't take any corporate PAC money, and you and your allies already know that.
Okay, Pocahontas. I'm on this Fox News because the next one to get out, the next tough one is going to be Tulsi Gabbard. And she just now got some good news. Tulsi Gabbard scores key committee Republican support ahead of pivotal vote. So she had one Republican holdout that was giving her trouble. His last name is Young, and she just now got his support. Senator Todd Young, Republican of Indiana, came out in support of Tulsi Gabbard to be Director of National Intelligence, DNI, just hours before her crucial committee vote. In a statement to Fox News Digital, the senator said, quote, "American intelligence officers around the globe deserve our respect and support. I appreciate Tulsi Gabbard's engagement with me on a variety of issues to ensure that our intelligence professionals will be supported and policymakers will receive unbiased confirmation under her leadership." Guys, she was the last tough one for Trump to get through after RFK Jr. I don't think Kash Patel is going to have this kind of trouble that RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard get. So this is good news on Trump getting his picks. Quote, "I have done what the framers envisioned for senators to do, use the consultative process to seek firm commitments. In this case, commitments that will advance our national security, which is my top priority as a former Marine Corps intelligence officer, having Always faithful, Semper Fi, tip of the spear. Having now secured these commitments, I will support Tulsi's nomination and look forward to working with her to protect our national security, he added. And if the Republicans can just stay united, we can really deliver for the American people. What do you guys think? Are you praying for Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. right now? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Doug in exile.